With Esri Maps for SAP Business Objects, you can easily add interactivity between components on your dashboard by configuring selectors. Selectors let you filter data based on selections you make. This video shows you how to configure a layer on the map as a selector, which allows you to make selections on the map to update another component on the dashboard. For this video, you'll use an existing map-enabled dashboard and configure an insertion from the map. This dashboard contains two components. One is a map showing store locations. The other is a bar chart showing quarterly sales revenue by store. The map is bound to data from the embedded spreadsheet, and the data has been added to the map using the Esri Map Designer. You'll configure the selection of points on the map to trigger changes to the quarterly sales data shown in the chart. To configure the insertion, you specify cells in the spreadsheet that will receive data from the map. Later, you'll configure a chart to use these cells as a data source. In this dashboard, users will select retail locations on the map to display quarterly sales in a chart, so the insertion destination must include one column for stores and one column for each quarter. The chart will display up to 5 stores, so the insertion includes 5 rows. First, enable data insertion on the map's property sheet, and then create a new insertion and give it a name. Because you want users to select multiple points on the map, set the insertion type to grid. If you wanted to configure a single point selection, you would specify row. Now specify a map layer to use to populate the insertion range in the spreadsheet. Next, define the cell range used as the destination for the insertion. Because you're configuring a multiple point selection, specify selection as the interaction option. Choose a default selection that the chart will display when the dashboard opens. The numbers listed in the drop-down menu represent the rows in the source data. Next, specify the fields to bind from the map layer to the cell range. The selected fields must be listed in the same order in which they appear in the spreadsheet. Use the up and down arrow buttons to rearrange the fields if necessary. Save the dashboard to the BI platform. You can now configure the bar chart to use the insertion as a data source. Use the standard SAP Dashboards functionality to bind the chart to the insertion range. First, bind the chart title to the appropriate cell in the spreadsheet. Now, define the data source for the chart by selecting the Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 cells, and change the name of Series 1. Verify that the values are bound to the Q1 column, and specify the highlighted store cells as the category labels. Next, change the names of the other series. Save your dashboard to the BI platform. Your dashboard is now ready to view in interactive mode. Open the dashboard in SAP BI Launchpad. Log in to your ArcGIS organization to display the Esri map. The map displays the retail locations, and the chart shows the quarterly sales results for the default selection you specified earlier. Select points on the map using one of the selection tools. The chart updates to display quarterly sales results for the selected stores. The chart is configured to display up to 5 entries. If you select more than 5 items on the map, the chart will only display details for the first 5 points.